Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it's October 6th of 2021. And you may notice a change. A number of things have happened. Let's see. The first thing is I've had terrible luck with office chairs. I have some trouble with my office chair, so it's over there and I need to work on it. But I woke up from a little nap and my Darlene, my ex-wife, said that she's been having trouble with wheelchairs. It's difficult to get a wheelchair. You never know what you're going to get. The advertising, whether it's on Amazon or Walmart or whatever, it's usually inaccurate. Could go through the whole, I don't want to go through because I'm tired of actually hearing her complain. She has a right to complain about it. Tired of hearing her complaining about it and trying to figure out what to do. Anyway, our daughter, who lives in the apartment complex with us, not here in this apartment, but in the apartment complex here, she also looked around and found a store 4 hours away that said that they had the size, and I should, after hearing Darlene talking constantly, I should know the size and everything. Anyway, the correct size, she has to have a certain size so she can get, she's either in bed or she's in her wheelchair. Those are her two choices. So anyway, our daughter called around. She's really good at, doing that type of stuff. I definitely am not. I don't want to talk on the phone to anybody. And I hate dealing with, and because also I have hearing loss, and that makes it difficult. Anyway, Hillary found a place that said that they had the correct size and whatever other specifications that Darlene said that she needed. And they had the correct size and that the chair was real leather. Now I was sleeping. Or I would have said no, Every office chair that I buy, they have these words, which mean fake leather. It'll say leather, but it'll say something else that is not, they're not leather. I guess leathers. Seems like doesn't leather come from cows? I think we slaughter a lot of cows for food. Anyway, for $400. And Hillary told Darlene, that she was going out there to buy it. So she went out there and she asked them all the questions. They said, yes, it's leather and all this kind of stuff. And Hillary said then when she was, $400. When she was loading it in the car, Hillary told Darlene, I don't think this is leather, Brought it here and said, showed it to Darlene. They measured it, and Darlene tried it. Wrong size. It was not the size that they said it was, and it definitely was not leather. And Darlene said, I can't use it. I can't get into, I can't get out of the bed into the, I can't get out of the wheelchair into the bed. I can't get, and just everything, which is stuff I get tired of hearing, but. So Darlene said, you'll just need to take it back. And Hillary said, no, I'm not driving 4 hours to take it back. I've mentioned Hillary works on the telephone and the computer, and she does a really good job. She's really competent in doing that job. Very few people could do it. She's well paid for it. Although the company is very demanding, and a 4-hour drive, that 4-hour drive there cost her, I don't know how much money, not being working, not being on the line. And another 4-hour drive would be so I woke up and there was, I think that's the 4th wheelchair in the living room. The other 2 or 3 are in parts that were taken to make, So anyway, my chair just happened to, it can be fixed. My chair can be fixed, but it's sitting over there, and in order to fix it, I got to get down on my hands and knees. And if I get on my hands and knees, I can't get back up. Well, I can eventually, with great pain and agony. And I'm now sitting in a wheelchair. So if you see the wheelchair, I'm sitting in a wheelchair, but I'm not wheelchair bound at this point. So that's number 1 item. Number 2 item, we rent an apartment. The rent is, let's see, there's a couple add-ons like, water. When I first moved here, they didn't charge for water. Different things. Trash, they didn't charge for trash, I think. And then one time, when lease renewal time came around for everybody, they said, by the way, we're charging for these other items from now on with your new lease. And by the way, there's also the increase. So I thought, and I know that people here that work at this office, the people who own this apartment, the corporation that owns this, they own apartment places all across the United States, and I know these 2 people here who are real nice ladies. I know they have no, they get their marching orders. But that really, there every time you get your new lease, there's always an increase in the rent, always. And here, that was a time that there was an increase in the thing. And in addition, they added, I forget what the items are. I could look if I could. And that was added also, from and then on, So, but anyway, I digress. They've also gone through, I think I've been here about 10 years. I think they've gone through 3 different companies that you can log on and use your, have it taken out of your bank, you can pay by a credit card, however you want to pay your rent, and the pet fee each month, and the trash fee, and the water fee, and all these kind of things. So they've gone through like 3 different companies. None of them have been stellar, or even good, or even average. Maybe one of them or 2 are average. And I complained to the office a couple times. I think they were surprised because I usually just whatever, okay, Just tell me where to send the money, you know. But so this new company that you go to pay, when you go there, they added some other options. You can say, what would the options be? I've always just take it out of my bank account, and these companies do that. Well, the other options, I don't know if they have PayPal listed there or if they have, but they have. I don't even look at them, but they have, and there's fees, massive fees, 25. I forget how much. I could go there, and show it to you. I don't think any of my data would show, or my data would show up, but I don't think any of my, bank account numbers or anything would show up. But let's not do that. So anyway, this new company they've been using for a year or so, it's down often. There's just problems with it. Now the rent is due. Well, on the third is the last day you can pay it of the month. And the way I pay it is I get my Social Security on the fourth Wednesday of the month. I think that's it. Or is it the third one? I can't remember. Anyway, I get my Social Security then. When I get my Social Security, and then I go pay it. Sometimes it's really early. Well, now I can't do that anymore because there's a new company. It used to be with the old company. You just go there with the other ones, and you go and pay it. This one, it'll be the 30th of the month or something, and you go there, and they haven't entered the date. If I go there to pay, I can't pay. It's like you don't owe any money. Yeah, but I'm going to owe money here, and the late fee will be, or the late day. I've never paid a late fee, but yeah, it'll be. But too, also the reason I never want to pay a late fee is, and that's not just with this company. This company, that company has nothing to do with the charges. The apartment people, the last day you can pay is the 3rd. If you're late and you pay on the 4th, or after that, every day that you haven't paid, it's $50 added to the bill, But anyway, this new company, I think I was corrected. I think I said what I just said. I think I was corrected somehow. I think one of the women that works in the office here, I believe, I'm not a correction on my YouTube site, but I think I left a message to me, no, such and such. But anyway, I'm telling you my perspective of the thing. Anyway, I went to there's been trouble with this company as far as I'm concerned. And I went to the office. They're not used to seeing me ever complaining about anything. I think I've been here, I don't know, over 10 years. And once I went there, I was really pissed over something. But other than that, they were shocked. What was I going to say? Let's see here. Oh, anyway, I went to the office, and there's 2 people that work in the office, females, and then there's a couple of maintenance guys that work here. And I went there and I was saying, your system, this thing sucks, Well, you need to, and of course they said, well, the corporation had, I understand that, And then something was said, and I said, now wait a minute, you think that at your corporate headquarters, wherever that is, that you have a data processing department that writes code and does, and I, explained, well, yeah. And lady says, I call and I talk to, I don't think she gave a name, let's say Bill. I call and I talk to Bill. And I said, no, there's a guy there, maybe at corporation, that has a desk out in the hall, or maybe he even has an office. Maybe he even has an office, and he has a computer, and he has a printer, and he has a telephone. But there's probably in India, there's a service there that is handling all of that. There, all you can do is call, and he can enter in, a name or do something, do some minor stuff. But when there's a problem with the code, with the system, there's people in India, no, it's in, I said, oh, okay. I left, I mean, you wouldn't believe the number of companies that I dealt with, starting in 1982, and before there was a World Wide Web and everything else. Companies that hosted, there was one, well, more than one, but there was when I had my online site since 1982. A company that I signed up because they had low prices for hosting my stuff, and I think there was maybe only one person at that company spoke English. I don't know. I got him every time, or maybe he was the only one. Maybe he was a man ahead of his time. Maybe he, and I signed up and everything. Then I woke up, tried to log into my site, couldn't get into it. I don't go, okay, there's something come up. I waited, I think the next day, okay, well, it's been down for a day now, so I call, get this guy in China, and he spoke English, and he says, no, your site up, And then, no, it's down. No, it's up, I said, okay. So next day I try to no. I can't log in. I call him again. My site is still down. No, me look. Is this racist, me doing this? Me look, your site is up, I tried to explain, The next day I try to log in, can't log in. And I call, and he may check, oh, yes, your site down. Oh, me see what the problem is, me fix, and then it works, That's what you have to, you deal with. Anyway, I changed hosting companies, I don't know how many times, over the years. Signed up with one site, and then they sent me the rules or something or other, and it said no nudity on on your site, and I forget what their other rules were, and I just contacted them back and I said, fuck you, I'll do what I want to do on my site, and I switched to I don't know how many different sites. I ended up with GoDaddy.com, which I at that time was it was getting a lot of good press. Hey, big, and the domains are inexpensive that you can buy and all that kind of stuff. And then I started reading about this guy, going over to Africa and shooting animals that were like lions that were in a, you know, in a field, you know. Okay, they didn't want to have. I guess the guy was important and he couldn't be driving or walking around through Africa, you know. So they have animals, you know, penned up in a corral or whatever. There's a lion, you know, or a gorilla or something. You can, you know. Anyway, that made the news, and I dropped his thing, and a bunch of other people dropped his. A lot of people dropped for political reasons, and I don't know if he still owns a part of it. He got really bad press, and but anyway, I've moved, you know, moved on and on. So anyway, what happened? Okay, so I, you know, before the first of the month, I tried logging into to pay my rent, and at first, and I forget when it was, maybe the 20. One thing I could find out was when the fourth Wednesday of the month was. But anyway, I logged. Okay, they haven't entered in the amount of or their computer hasn't entered in the. Maybe some guy has to do it by hand. God, I don't know. But anyway, that is a pain in the butt, you know. And then I finally went there, and okay, they had the amount that I owe, $1,023 or something. Okay, and I clicked and paid, and I thought, thank God, you know. And I always got an email from them, you know, saying it's paid. You know, they took it out of the, you know, well, of course it doesn't come out of the bank immediately. That was a pain. Maybe that's not their fault, but you know, I always want to make sure that check or that $1,023 is out of the bank, and I don't want to do any other transactions that might interfere, you know, that would get where that, you know. So I always want to wait until it clears, that I know, you know, and then, because I didn't want to end up paying $50 a day for being late or something. So, but I didn't get, I was busy. Stuff was going on. Ex-wife going on about her podiatrist that yanked out her toenails. And I didn't know anything about, I still don't know about podiatrist. Then she called employee health, or not employee, but a health nurse, and that nurse said, "What? No, they don't yank out your, you know, without, you know, deadening it or whatever." And she said, you know, they did. You know, the nurse said, "You better call and report that doctor," you know. So Darlene, finally, well, she's talking about wheelchair now, but for I don't know how long she was talking about. Now it's wheelchairs. But anyway, how did I get on that subject? So anyway, I went and I did, okay, so there was stuff going on, wheelchair stuff, I think, at this time. And I don't remember, I think I think maybe it didn't show up, and then I thought, well, it always showed up right away. And I thought, well, it's a little bit delayed, you know, the email. And then a day or two later, I went, and I thought, this is because it was going to get close to, and I never pay that. Very rarely do I ever pay, you know, that close to getting to like a deadline, the third or whatever. But so I went and looked at the site, and for paying the rent thing, and it didn't show that I had paid. It wasn't in the list, you know, showing that I paid. If you have an idea what's coming. So I paid again. And I don't think I'm not sure if I can't remember now. I'm not sure if I got the email then, but okay, it didn't show. So I go back on the 3rd and to the site. Nothing shows. It's not showing that I paid. So I called the local office. They're real nice. And I said, I paid the rent. I think I may have paid twice. Is there a problem with the? Oh yeah, it's been down for like a week or something. Not down, but it's and they're working on it. I said I think I may have paid twice, and then a little bit later, that same day, and I think it was like the 2nd or maybe the 3rd. I logged into my bank account again because I was logging into it several times a day. What's going on? No, I logged in. I went back and I logged into the office or the apartment, their site, their pay site or whatever, and I saw boom, boom. On the 10th, yeah, it was listed on the 10th, on the 1st, the 10th month and the 1st day, 2 listings. And now I didn't do those both on the same day. That showed that I paid $1,032, boom, with a check number, but it's not a check number because they automate it, they take it, but on their thing it's listed as check number. And it was right there, 10/1/2021, check number such and such, and then under that, so I called the office, boom. And I said, I guess I have to call the bank. And she says, yeah, you probably should call the bank, but don't worry, everything will be taken care of. But she says, let me know, what's happening. So I call the bank, and on this YouTube channel, I have bad-mouthed Wells Fargo. I've called them, well, I don't want to say that now because they're supposed to be working to help me. I've called them, criminal enterprise, and other stuff. And anyway, I called them, got a real nice guy pretty quickly. I had to wait a little bit, until they picked up the line. And he said, oh yeah, he says, I can see right here that, it shows you paid $1,020 or $32 or whatever, twice on the same day. And I said, well, actually it wasn't the same day, but that's the way their thing is, showing it. And he said, yeah, we can fix this. And he said it's easy, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the money out of their account, and the one thing, and then he said the only thing is, he said, I have to ask you some questions here, and it was like and I forget what it was. You're not getting funds from some other source to offset. You're not doing, and I forget what the things were. It was, I could see what they were trying to do is make sure somebody didn't try to scam somebody by doing this. And I answered, no, I'm not trying to, whatever. Okay. And he said, okay, we'll take care of it for you. And he says we're going to make sure that, oh yeah, what I forgot to say as soon as I went to this site, and I saw that 2 times I'd paid $1,032. Then I immediately went to Wells Fargo's site, and I'd been there before, and everything was fine. I had a little bit over, I think, like $1,003 $300 in the checking account, or in the account. I went there then and overdraft of $800. So then that's when I called. I called this guy, and he says, "Oh yeah, they took money out of in order to they they took money out of my savings account, and not very much. I never can afford to keep much in this savings account. They took that out, and then they took out of my bank credit card. They took that out." But anyway, he says, okay, he says, and anyway, so I just checked a while ago. I'm still overdraft $800. And I guess the thing I didn't ask him was, how soon does this happen? So that's my other item of news. Anyway, I contacted the office, and she said, "Oh, I'm sorry." She says, "We'll take care of that." But I know that company isn't going to, what they're going to say. If, of course, I'm sure that they're going to, I'm sure Wells Fargo, we'll see, is going to, because even he said, well, it's obvious, that same day, although they weren't the same days that but that's because they finally got their system popped up, with India. I guess in India, maybe they're having an Indian holiday or something, throwing colors at each other or something. So that's number 2. So I'll be checking my bank account. I hope I don't have to call and say how long. I should have asked, but I was so happy that this guy said immediately, "Oh, I can see, yeah, you paid the same amount, exact same amount, down to 23 cents or something, twice on the same." It looked to him twice on the same day. Actually, I think there was a couple of days in between, but so. So okay, now to get down to, you're noticing a little different view, and that's because I didn't move any of the desk, but I did move the 2 monitors and the computer that were here over to here. And the reason for that is there's a lamp over there, and at certain times of the day when the lamp was on, the video, I had to go in and adjust backlighting or something or other, and so I thought this would be better. I'm not going to set a lamp back there back there. And so anyway, I've just moved everything, hooked everything up. I think everything is working. I see the mic there. I didn't turn off the fish tank, and the fish tank is right there. Well, of course, the microphone was closer when it was over here, but it had its back to the 20-gallon aquarium air pump. Now it's like line of sight or something. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure when I'm going to feel like getting down on the floor and fixing my chair. This is one of the better chairs that I've had. I've mentioned that, made some videos about that these office chairs, and I'm not over the weight amount. I'm close to it, but I'm not over the weight amount in any of those, those chairs. But anyway, I like this background. The only thing is, in this video, it looks like, you know, I can see the floor there. Looks like it's, so, I'm not sure if this needs to be, man, like I tell you, I love this. Oh, wait a minute, there we go. That's a little bit better, yeah. Although it drives me crazy because I look up there and the, it's not straight, you know, but the floor thing looks better. I'm going to set some things back there. I've got 3 Panasonic, you know, cameras that I love that I never use. I should trade one of my Panasonic cameras to somebody who has a iPad. You know, maybe somebody's going to buy a new iPad or something. But I really, all these 3 Panasonics, the G7 is, you know, all the cameras. The other one, I forget which one. I'll get them over here. Well, they're right there, but I can't get up because I don't have any pants on. Oh, I could put the thing down. Hang on. Don't touch the, like I'm going to put the screen down here, and I'll be right back. There we go. Okay. Don't go to sleep on me. I didn't think I would need, getting out of this wheelchair is not easy. Ouch. Okay, getting into the wheelchair is not easy. Okay. Back. I think this is the LX7. Yeah, maybe. I actually need it. Yeah, it's the LX7. Panasonic LX7. Pocket size. Really love it. Never use it. I would hate to get rid of it or trade it. Well, that's the way with all, you know. This other one is the FZ. You know, now I don't have enough light. FZ200. That's the Panasonic L, and it's, the zoom is, this is the thing with, you know, with this, it's 25 to 600. And I love that. Very rarely have a chance to use it because I never go anywhere. I think I had this when I was in Florida, I believe. I remember some guys were working on power line or something, and then I was in the apartment, sort of an apartment. And I zoomed in, you know, they were down the street a block or so, and I could zoom in and see what they were doing on the power line. And then, of course, I really wanted this. The Panasonic G. Panasonic G? Great camera. And I have the software, or the hardware to hook this up, you know, including the battery thing where you run in here, and so it's plugged into AC, but it replaces the battery, so you're not, so, and you can use this as a webcam. with all, and I played with it a couple times, but it's pretty neat to do that. But the now all these cameras, there's not a mark on them. I take care of my stuff, especially cameras and books when I have books and stuff like that. I should maybe on eBay. Well, I guess I could just sell it cheap on eBay, but make enough on one of them. The G7, that's it. The Helix G7. I've got the box and everything. I should just sell it on eBay, but for enough to buy the new iPad that's what, $400, and and then enough for the pen. I should do that. I've used eBay in the past. I've never had a problem with, well, not a real. I had a company that sent me a ham radio to review. Well, it could be used for a ham radio, it could be used for industrial, but they sent me in fact, two of them to review, and I reviewed them, and then decided to sell them. And a guy real quick I think he was German, but I think he was in France. I think it was France. And so and he paid extra for expedited the whole thing. He wanted those radios bad. And then he contacted me and he said the French post office, right down the street from him, would not deliver it to his place, and that he had to go to the post office. And I had a bad feeling about that. And then he came back and he said that the inspectors or whatever said that the lithium battery or something was not not approved in France. And this guy was German, and if he'd been in Germany, he could have. He said he'd have got it okay. And anyway, he really volunteered to be. I said, well, I'll split the. I'll refund your money, and I'll split even the premium, the extra you paid for the, whatever. I split that, and then he said okay, and he, right away he, shipped it back to me, and some time went by, and then I got a letter from the French government that said that the radio could not be shipped with a lithium battery in it. Well, there was two radios. They could not be shipped with a lithium battery in it, or even in the box. I forget exactly. They had some rules. They weren't very. It was in English and everything, but still a little confusing. But they told me my choices, and the choices were. I forget what it was. I forget what the choice is, but I just said, keep the batteries, dispose of them, and then they just sent me back the radio, and I didn't turn around and buy a new, batteries for them. I forget. I gave the two radios to ham radio operator, whatever. I don't know what he did with them, you know. But I've sold quite a few, and it's interesting. I always, I don't try to. I put something on eBay, cameras, ham radio stuff. A company sent me to review. I forget the name of it. It's a big company, and they sent me networking equipment, $500 or $600, maybe more, maybe $800 worth of networking equipment for me to review. I really wasn't competent to review it. I didn't know they were going to send that kind of. So I did the best review I could. But I mean, I sold that, but when I would list something on my eBay account, it would sell, it would sell immediately, which shows that hey, okay, I guess I should stop. How long has this been going on? 42 minutes. Okay. This wheelchair, it's kind of funny. It's a wheelchair, right? But I don't need a wheelchair yet. But it wouldn't surprise me if I don't fall away this, wouldn't surprise me I don't fall down and break a foot or an ankle or something getting in and out of the wheelchair. I hope I don't do that. Anyway, thank you very much for thank you very much for watching.